Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Gamer Central. So guys, in today's video, we're going to discuss Apex Legends, the saddest backstory so far. Alright guys, excited? Let's get started. So keep up with me to the end, comment right below this video, subscribe if you still haven't, and turn on the post notification for more videos. Apex Legends, one of the most talked about video games of 2021, has some of the most three-dimensional video game characters, each backed by their own journeys of purpose, necessity, and sometimes redemption. Every legend in the game has a story and it drives their purpose in the games. The backstory of most of the current legends is out and live, each connecting to the other in apparent and not so apparent ways. All legends have their own shares of grief and tragedy. Some have had a single tragic event that shattered everything, whereas others had to live through an unfortunate chain of tragedies before the games. Nevertheless, only two handful of legends so far are channelizing their unbearable past into the games to redeem their own causes. Kairi Imahara, Valkyrie. This badass Titan pilot enters the Apex games in Season 9 to build a legacy for herself. But that wasn't the original plan. In Titanfall 2, the Apex Predator and Kairi's father, Viper, is killed by Titan BT and Captain Jack Cooper. Extremely broken and enraged by her father's death, Kai holds onto a single mission all her life, to avenge Viper by killing Kuban Blisk. However, Blisk reveals that Viper only wanted Kairi to have her own legacy, and now Valk is in the game to build her legacy for her dad. Octavio Silva, Octane. Octane is one of the most popular and undoubtedly the most hyper legends. Anyone who has played Octane knows he isn't biologically that fast. He boosts his speed with constant shots of adrenaline. He can't live nor function without it. His restless behavior, hyper personality, and chronic boredom border on symptoms of ADHD, which may be a condition he suffers. Octane is possibly the product of negligent parenting. Despite owning a pharmaceutical brand, Octane's parents paid little to no medical attention to their son's condition. He grows up with his symptoms and takes his condition upon himself by turning to deathly acts, stunts, and drugs to keep himself steady, sane, and fast enough to his liking. Elliot Witt, Mirage. Most or all of the Apex Legends have one thing that Mirage doesn't: a single personality on and off the arena. Mirage's personality, unlike the legends, is based on his surrounding. When he's with others, he's a flamboyant version of himself, but when he's alone, he shifts into his truest, deepest, rawest self, who isn't this excited, happy, and pompous dude he portrays himself to be. As a child, Mirage's tact for recognition was fooling around. The youngest of 4 sons, Mirage was at home most of the time, helping his engineer mother with her holo pilot tech. He loses his brothers and dad at a very young age. Mirage's self-deprecating humor, random comedy, and player personality seem to be coping mechanisms he actively implements to feel better about himself than he actually does. Pathfinder. Pathfinder is a Marvin modified to help the Outland's energy crisis and loses his sense of purpose after the Phase Runner incident on Olympus. Dr. Ashley Reed, along with the IMC and Apex Predators, sees the science facility to send all the Pathfinder refined Brathium to Gridiron. When Pathfinder withholds this malicious attempt to derail the mission, Reed shoots, stabs, and damages him. With more IMC and Predator troops storming into the facility, the scientists had to destroy the facility before it fell into the hands of the bad guys. Pathfinder calls for self-destruction and travels to the planet Solace via the Phase Runner. Now, Pathfinder has no memory of his past, his creators, and his purpose. He employs himself to find purpose and, hopefully, info about his creators. Taijun Crypto. One of the best legends to counter third-partying, Crypto's journey is a cocktail of tragedies. As an orphan, Taijun Crypto grew up on the streets until Mrs. Katarina Tikakek, Caustic's mother, took him in. Foster life enables him to learn computer engineering and take to tech consultancy. He then becomes a professional tech consulting entrepreneur along with his sister Mia. Hell breaks loose when they begin working for their biggest client yet. Taijun's drone deployment project to live broadcast the Apex games for the Mercenary Syndicate accidentally surfaces a dark secret about the games. This endangers Mia's life the very next day, and June is framed for her plausible murder. June gets under the radar with multiple body modifications and an entire identity makeover to completely conceal Taijun and become Crypto. So guys, that's all for today's video. Share as much as you can as it really motivates us to create more content for you guys. With that, we end our video. Hope you liked the video.